You know, when this journey first began, I did not know where it was going to lead me.
You know that a plant can survive in poor soil for a surprisingly long time just because someone keeps watering it. It won't look like much. It will not thrive, and it will not bloom the way that it was designed to, but it will survive with just enough water, just enough life to keep going, but not enough to become what it was meant to be. I want you to think about that. We're going to come back to it. Welcome to another episode of A Dose of Nicki, and I am so very glad you are here today. I want you to pull up a chair, get in your car, get comfortable, because today I want to ask you something that sounds simple but runs very deep. What are you feeding? Now let me tell you something that I've observed, and I like to play peekaboo and, watch and observe. You know how people say, people watching. It's in myself too now, and people around me, so keep that in mind. I don't excuse myself, but I want to tell you there was a version of me that fed everything, every slight, every sideways comment, every situation that felt unfair. You know how the kids go, that's not fair. He got a bigger one than I did. I don't like that. That's just not fair. You know that whole thing, right? And that was me. I fed it with my reaction, my energy, my emotions. And in reacting, I lost something. I lost myself. And here is what I want you to notice about your own life, because I do not think I'm alone in this one. Oh no. How many times have you found yourself feeding a conversation that drains you, but showing up to it anyway? Now, the phone is ringing, you see the individual, like, oh boy, your eyes roll up in your head and you're like, here they go again. But you pick up the phone, you listen to them, you talk to them, and then after you finish the conversation, you're like, oh, I shouldn't have picked up the phone, right? But you do it anyway. Feeding a dynamic you recognize as manipulation, but going along with it, because calling it out feels like more work than just letting it play out, right? We do this. Yes, we do. More than we realize. And here is the thing about feeding the wrong thing. It grows. Yep. And when it grows, it takes up more space, more of your time, more of your peace, and more of who you actually are. And we are the ones holding the spoon. See, but here's the recommendation I want to make. Start paying attention to what you are consistently giving your energy to, because whatever you feed becomes the strongest thing in the room. Feed your faith, and you know what happens, right? It grows. And you feed your doubt, it grows. You feed your peace, and that grows too. Here's a good one. Feed someone else's drama, and you know what happens, right? That grows too. And suddenly, you are living in a garden you did not intend to plant. I had to learn this the hard way. See, there was a time I could see manipulation happening clear as day, and I made a choice to go along with it rather than address it. Not because I was afraid now. Nope, I wasn't afraid, but because I thought it was easier. What I did not realize was that easier in the moment was costing me in ways I could not immediately see. My peace, my energy, my focus, my growth, all of it quietly being redirected towards something that was never going to serve me. Now remember what I said in the beginning. A plant in poor soil will survive as long as someone keeps watering it, right? And that is exactly what we do with the things that are not serving us. We keep them alive with our attention. Yep. But here's the truth about gardening that most people overlook. Sometimes the most powerful thing a gardener does is stop watering something. Because when you stop watering what does not serve you, your water goes somewhere else. It goes to the things that actually have the capacity to bloom. Your peace, your purpose, your growth, and your joy. Those things are sitting in good soil, just waiting for you to water them consistently. So here's what I want to encourage you to do. Take inventory. Look at what is getting the most of your energy right now. Your time, your emotion, your attention, and ask yourself honestly, is what I'm feeding growing me or draining me? Because you get to decide where your water goes. You cannot always control what people bring to you, what situations arise, what thoughts show up uninvited, but you can control what you water. You can choose to stop giving your energy to things that will never bloom. And you can choose to redirect that energy toward everything in your life that is waiting to grow. See, that's not a small decision. That's life-changing one. That is a life-changing one. So I want to leave you with 2 questions today. Number 1, what are you currently feeding that is growing in a direction you did not intend? And number 2, what have you been neglecting that deserves your water right now? You know what to do. Drop it in the comments, and remember, you do not have to share everything. Just let me know what are you ready to stop feeding? This is your dose. And I want to thank you for joining me today on A Dose of Nicki. Let's keep the mind thinking, because every layer we peel back brings us closer to understanding ourselves and others. Awareness is the first step toward authenticity, and together we can do this. Until next time, stay fab, keep growing, and be well, my friends. Be well. If you've enjoyed this episode, join us next week for another insightful conversation. And remember, if you have found value in our discussions or this discussion, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to be notified when a new episode drops on YouTube. Take care. Get a dose of Nicki. Get a dose of Nicki. Get a dose of Nicki.